Hello, Colchester School Libraries. This is John with OPALS. I don't have my normal mic with me at the moment, so I'm using the built-in. I hope it sounds okay. In this first clip, and I'm going to try to make these short, I'm just going to talk about getting yourself set up on your OPALS system for the school year. Or in your case, you're new to OPALS, so there's some setup that you'll need to consider. I'm going to start with admin preferences, and I'm going to go to item types. This is where you tell the system who gets what, for how long, and how many. So let me make the screen a little bit, there we go. So currently in your system, the G is the general collection. At Porter's Point, there's 10,525 items. For students, it's showing a 10-day loan. 10 days is making the assumption that you're open 5-day school week and closed weekends. This can be changed easily. Then there's a 10-day renewal, reserve period. In other words, at your schools, how long will a reserve stay active? I always suggest more than 30. I'm going to click this little pad on the far right, and I'm going to make these all 90. You don't want a reserve to expire if someone's late bringing the book back, etc. Okay, so I'm just going to make these 90. This is easily changed, as you see. All right, now the hold period. Well, I put a book on reserve, and the librarian sees me in the hallway. John, you have 3 days to come pick up your book, or 5 days, maybe 10. A hold period is much shorter than the reserve, because you don't want a book sitting there for a student to pick it up. Maybe the student borrowed the book from someone else and will never pick it up. So I usually see 3 to 10 days for hold. If you charge, I'm going to put 0 here. If you charge fines, you can put in a grace period. Maximum renewal. How long or how many times can a book be renewed? So let's say a student, maybe 2 times. Maybe a teacher 10 times. How many books can a student have out at one time? What's the maximum loan? I'll leave it at 20, but it's easily changed. Teacher, maybe they get 40, 50, 100 books, whatever. I don't know if you do ILLs, that can be removed. I don't know if you interlibrary loan with other libraries outside Colchester or within Colchester. And then here would be a staff. 10-day, 2 items, and here's library staff at 40. I'm assuming the staff here, someone added it on, maybe they're volunteers, etc. I'm just going to save this. All right, it's going to go back. Now, you might have other item types, or we can actually move things out of G. For example, if at Porter's Point you have DVDs, might be good to move the DVDs out of G into their own item type. Maybe students don't borrow or cannot borrow DVDs, but teachers can. I can help you with that as well. So there's the basics on the item type and how you can tell the system who gets books for how long, for initial loan, renewal, a reserve. I say 90 for every library. Maybe 10-day hold or even shorter. I wouldn't go too many days beyond 10. How many times can a student renew versus a teacher renewing? And how many books can a student have out versus a teacher? Okay, now here's ebooks. We don't need to address that. That's a little bit on item types. Now, the next thing I'll do in this video is go back to the Administration tab, Preferences, and let's look at your overdue and how you handle those. Again, Admin Preferences, System Preferences. Let's go right down to Overdue and Fine Management. Allow outstanding balance. In other words, if you do charge for lost or damaged or for overdues, I wouldn't say without approval. Override no. I always would recommend this, and it can be changed. Override with a question. It puts you in the position where if a student tries to borrow something, it'll say, do you want a loan to this student who owes $50 for a book? So I like to have a question. Then you can speak with the student. Do you charge fines? You would say on, offer on. I'll cancel that. Do you charge for damage? Okay, offer on, damaged, lost, or overdue. We have a pre-overdue notice option that can be set between 1 and 10 days, and that would require that your students and teachers have an email, and the pre-overdue notice goes out automatically for whatever you set here, between 1 and 3 days. So if you set, say, 3 days, the overdue notice would come out 3 days before it's due, letting the student, teacher, or library user know that they have a book coming due, a courtesy notice, if you will. Do you charge for overdues? Right now it's off. I think I said that. And here's your pre-overdue notice. Renewals. Do you want to renew from the date it's requested or from the original due date? Renewal from the due date. All right. Pre-overdue notice recipients. If you do keep parent information, guardian information, you could include the parents and guardians and the student on the pre-overdue notice. Okay, I'm going to cut the video at this point. It's 6 minutes. Get the popcorn out, and I'm here to help. I'll be sending more.